Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Veronica, and I'm going to share with you some useful tips to boost your sales on Facebook. I come from Italy, Tuscany. I don't know if you know my country or you have ever been here. Just let me know where you come from. I would love to know that. And at the same time, I would love to answer to your questions. So feel free to ask to me any questions that comes to your mind. So this is me. I'm a Facebook marketing expert with more than 90 years of experience in this field. I'm the author of 4 bestsellers, social media marketing books in Italy. And I'm also at Espresso, an Onsite consultant. I've been working for them for years. And I'm also Facebook media buyer professional certified. So I've been certified by Facebook itself. In 2016, I started the Veronica Gentili Academy, training thousands and thousands of professionals that wanted to learn how to make business on Facebook and Instagram. Hope it's going to be translated in English too. We don't know. If you ask for that, it would be amazing. And I would start because we are going to have a lot of content to cover on this presentation. So let's start from the bad news. I would say, let's face it, due to privacy law enforcement, user targeting and granular analysis, as you may know, are becoming more and more challenging. As you know, third-party cookies are going to be deprecated, and we'll cover this in a few minutes, but it's going to be paramount to review our targeting, our monitoring models, and also to use some new Facebook tools like Conversions API and Aggregated event measurement tool. And as you know, as Facebook advertising gets more popular, we are more than 8 million advertisers on the platform. Competition rises, and so do costs. You may know Facebook advertising is based on an auction system. So the more we are, the more it costs, basically. And nowadays, grabbing audience attention is becoming harder because there's a lot of content on social media, especially on social media. Every brand is trying to get our attention, and people is bombed by content every single day. So it's going to be harder and harder to get people attention in this economy, in this attention economy. And also, this is another issue. Time for just engagement campaign is over. I saw thousands and thousands of brands, big brands too, that are still sticking with just engagement campaigns. And I mean, we cannot move on with that. Bosses and clients are sick of likes and comments report, and if they're not, they should be. They want leads and sales. And what now? Facebook has, as we'll see, one of the most powerful systems to get leads and sales in basically any business, but we need to know how it works. And at the same time, Facebook itself, it's working to become one of the major SMB e-commerce platform. You saw that you can build your shop inside of Facebook, inside of Instagram, and you can basically sell on the platform. At this time, just in US, but it's going to be rolled out in other countries in the next few months. So this tells us something very important, that is that Facebook is trying to close the loop, to let people sell and buy inside the platform and monitor what they sell thanks to Facebook. So this tells us that we should stop just focusing on engagement campaign. They are no more enough. And starting with this, I think you are asking to yourself, or asking to me, okay, Veronica, this is where we start, but how to get real sales on Facebook? How can I lower my CPA? How can I have more sales and more revenue? How to stand out from the crowd and win our target attention, our buyer persona attention? This is what I would love to answer today. So let's start with my very first advice. First, we need to know, to understand the Facebook system and use it to our advantage. It seems to be something very easy, very simple, but believe me, it's not. Do you know how does the Facebook system work? It's all based on action. So sometimes advertisers, entrepreneurs think that as long as you put your money on that, it works. The more you spend, the more you get. But it's not like that. Absolutely not. In fact, ads with the highest bid, don't always win the auction. It's all about reaching the right content, reaching the right person with the right content at the right time. Sometimes ads with lower bids win the system, as Facebook predicts a person is more likely to respond to them or finds that they are higher quality. The quality of your ads is paramount. The way you reach the right person with the right message is paramount. The feedback that your ads are getting in terms of hide it, mark it as spam, or like it, clicking on it, or share it, are really very important on determine how much you spend. And keep in mind that Facebook is trying to balance the consumer experience and the advertiser value. But if we could choose between these two elements, he would choose the user, because this is the gasoline, this is the fuel of the entire system. So sometimes Facebook is going to protect the user from seeing irrelevant campaigns, and it tends that you spend a lot of money without getting results. And this brings us to another important thing to know. Optimizing for our real result is critical to get results. The Facebook system is a very complex system that is trying to reach our goal. It's trying to help us reaching the right goal. So if we ask Facebook for leads, it's trying to give us leads at the best cost, unless we change the bidding system. If we ask Facebook to have engagement, it's trying to bring to us like, comments, and so on. But if we ask for conversions, that is I think this is the best feature of the entire platform. It's trying to let us have conversions at the best price. So we should optimize for our real main goal. And that's not all, because it needs data to work properly. You know, Facebook is based on an artificial intelligence, and it needs data to in order to help us. What I mean with this, and this is a very important advice, that Facebook needs at least 50 conversions per ad set in a 7-day windows for to properly work. If we are talking about Facebook conversion optimization, which is the most important optimization we have into the platform, we need to know that each ad set needs to have at least 50 conversions per week to work for us, in order for our ad set to be properly optimized. So stop fragmenting your campaigns in 4, 5, 6, 10 ad sets each, that it gets just 5 conversions per week, because that way you do not let the system works for you. And the risk is that you pay more and lose conversions just because Facebook is not reaching the right person, because it has not enough data in order to do that. So here's the question. Let me know what's your experience. Are your ad sets getting enough conversions? Are your ad sets working as they should? Or are you creating a lot of ad sets and at the end of the day you don't know why they are not working as they should, but maybe it could be because you are not getting enough conversions in order to have the system work for you. And what happens if you may say, okay, Veronica, I cannot have enough conversions per week because my product costs $50,000 per sale, so I cannot get enough conversions. If it happens to you, think about optimizing for the next more occurring conversion, for the next more occurring event. If you look at this screenshot, you see that this ad set is not optimized for sales, for purchases, because it has not enough data for a week in order to have 50 conversions per week. It has been optimized for website initiate checkouts. It has been optimized for checkout. So I can give Facebook enough data in order to find people more likely to convert, but at the same time, I can optimize for an important, something that is critical to my business, that are checkouts, and see it works, because at the end of the day, this campaign brought 41 purchases with a value of almost 3,000 euros, and the return on advertising spending was 6.6. So for each euro spent, I had 6 euros, which was pretty good for this business. So remember that as you do not get enough conversions, you can optimize for the next most occurring event on your website. Let's move to the second tip: target who already knows and may want your products. This is really very important to boost your sales. Do you know custom audiences? Are you already using custom audiences? I'm sharing with you, you can see a poll that is coming. Here we go. Asking if you are already using these audiences, which are the best you can use in order to make sales. What I'm talking about this, because I've been training hundreds of brands, big, small, very big, and the biggest mistake I saw made by many brands is it's like as the name of your kids picked out on the first day by the girl you are dating or the guy you are dating. It's quite awkward. And this is what happens many times. Many brands are trying to targeting you, trying to sell you something the very first time they see you. And we are not ready. Many times the user is not ready in order to buy at the very first time. Actually, it takes from 7 to 13 times to bring some, in terms of touch point, from 7 to 13 touch points in terms of to get a sale. So it's not enough to reach someone just once. And it makes sense cold selling with low ticket or impulse buying products. I think it happened to you that you bought something a very low ticket or something about a brand you already know on Facebook at the very first time. But what when you're trying to sell high ticket products or services like financial products, subscriptions, consultation, courses, real estate properties? People is not ready to buy from you at the very first sight. And this is another mistake that you could make. if you are trying to target just cold audiences and you are trying to sell just to cold audiences, you are missing the opportunity to come in contact with who already knows your brand, is on Facebook, and it's more likely to buy your products. So the question is, what about your previous customers? What about lists? What about who engaged with your brand via Facebook and Instagram? Are you targeting them with your sale ads, with your lead ads? Stop just targeting who doesn't know you, or at least target them with a low conversion step like leads or so, and focus on who already knows your brand, is on Facebook, and could be more willing to buy from you. I'm talking about one of your best friends, custom audience. I see that 64% of you are already using custom audiences, and this is very good, but the 36% is not already using this, and you are missing a lot of opportunities, because on Facebook, you have just to go on the business manager and clicking on the main menu, and you find the button audiences. You can upload your customer lists, your lead lists. You can create an audience made by people who watched your video on Facebook. You can also target people who came in contact with your Facebook or Instagram page in the last 365 days. And think about that. They should be more likely to buy from you than someone that never shared an interest never asked for your products. And this is my experience. This is the experience I had with a lot of brands. The campaign you make targeted to custom audiences might lower your CPA up to 60%. You can lower your cost per acquisition a lot. And also keep in mind that custom audiences have different values. So if you target someone who visits your website price page, he has not the same value of someone who just put a like on your Instagram post. So you need to create a funnel, as we are going to see in a few minutes. But believe me, custom audiences could be critical in order to boost your sales. So please, let's start to use them now and test them, okay? And here it comes my fourth advice that is based on retargeting. Are you running a retargeting campaign? This is also based on a custom audience, but as we'll see, sometimes a lot of people think that retargeting is just an e-commerce stuff. It's just something that you should do if you have an e-commerce website, if you sell online, and this is a very big mistake. Now, retargeting, a special dynamic retargeting that lets you sell your products, your catalogs straight on Facebook, are really, really important, are critical for an e-commerce business. It would be a huge mistake to do not run dynamic retargeting campaigns on Facebook and Instagram for an e-commerce. Also because, take a look at the screenshot. This is a campaign made for an e-commerce business where we spent 2,000 euros, few more. We had purchase conversion value of 55 euros in just few weeks. So the website return on investment is pretty high, 21 points. So we spent €1 and we got back 21 euros. It's a lot, right? The retargeting, dynamic retargeting campaign could be the best friend for an e-commerce business. But the point here is, no matter if you sell or don't sell online, as you have a website, so you could be a restaurant, a small business, whatever, you must retarget your visitor in order to transform visit into leads and sales. You can do that installing the pixel and tracking conversion events and using conversion API, as we'll see in a minute. And you can do that for many business, the smallest, the best. Take a look at these ideas I took from these websites. If you are a photographer, you could retarget people who has been looking for marriage service, telling them, okay, ask for a quote, for a free quote now. You have been visiting my website, so you are really interested in what I'm offering, and I'm trying to transform you from just a visitor into a lead. This way you can also use lead ads, and so you do not bring the user outside from the Facebook platform. You can use that for a wellness service. So someone maybe came across your website looking for a massage or beauty service like that, and you can retarget them, telling them, hey, there's a coupon, a discount code for you. Contact us and redeem that. And you can do the same for a real estate business. You know, it takes months, sometimes years to buy an house, but what if you could retarget people who's visiting your website looking for the dream house, and instead of losing them browsing the internet for that, you retarget them, telling, hey, are you looking for an house? Subscribe to our emails and you get every week our houses for sale, and we'll help you with that. So in order to boost your sales, please install the Facebook Pixel on your website. No matter how small is your business, as long as you have qualified traffic on your website, and start retargeting your visitor, transforming them from just visitors into leads. And here comes another, my fifth advice. Talk straight to your buyer persona's desires and needs. This is what I've learned managing $100,000 and overviewing millions of dollars in Facebook ads, that if you treat your ads, your Facebook ads, as if they were traditional advertising, you're not going to get results, or you're going to get results, but with a very much higher cost per acquisition. When we talk about social media ads, Facebook ads, we are talking about native advertising. So basically, we have to blend in. People is scrolling its feed, looking for funny stories, inspirational content, and so on. And we have to blend in order to get results. Take a look at these examples I brought here for you. Take a look at Slack, you know, the project management platform, the very famous project management platform. And you see, it's not the same screenshot of a software telling you, okay, we are the best software in this field. Try us for free and blah blah blah. Everyone is can say that. It's something like a girl riding a unicorn and telling, this is how it feels like to sit in 25% fewer meetings. I'm answering to a project man, a project leader, a manager need and desire, have less meetings, use less meetings, and it's eye-catching, it's thumb-stopping. We need to do that. Take a look at this other example. It's a lead generation campaign with a free ebook with 200 design ideas for your business. Who may do not want some ideas for its business for free? I would. So this is something I would download for sure. Need an inspirational boost. If you are a designer, and I think this one is targeted to designers and stuff like this. I would love to have more inspirational tips. So I will download that. Take a look at this other shop, how to create a functional workspace in our home while we are into a pandemic, while we will like to do smart working the best way we could. This is something very useful to me. So I may click on that and maybe buy something. This is the point. It's not about you. It's about what you could do for me. So stop just sharing how good we are, how amazing we are, how our products are amazing and functional. Let's talk about our audience desire and needs. When you have to write down the copy of your ad, when you have to create a video in order to promote your products or services for a Facebook ad campaign, think about that. How does my product improve my customer's life? What needs does my service satisfy? And I have to tell it in order to catch my people's attention. How my service is going to improve my target persona daily work. If you do that, I'm pretty sure that the CTR of your campaign is going to increase, and likely your CPA is going to decrease. So let's test it, and please stop using traditional and messages and traditional copy and creative, and especially while we are talking about videos, those are paramount for Facebook and Instagram ads, and try to engage people in order to convert them. Okay, and here we go with the sixth advice. That is based on the conversion API implementation. So here it comes, my other pool. Did you already implement conversion and aggregated event measurement API? Did you already do that? Because now you cannot wait. There's no more time to wait. As you already heard, Apple has announced change with iOS 14.5. Basically, it's already requiring, because it's rolling out these days, that all apps in the App Store show a prompt to its users. This way, apps will have to ask the user, do you want to be profiled by us? Can we collect your data, yes or no? And this change will impact how Facebook receives and process conversions, because we may think that a lot of users are going to opt out of profiling, of monitoring, and the bad news is that this change is here, as you may have already seen in your business manager. There's a pop-up that tells you that Apple announced they are releasing this change this week. So you have to run and implement the conversion API and the aggregated measurement event now, if you want to keep tracking, optimizing your conversions campaign, because these tools are the tools made by Facebook to face this big change. This change is going to change the way we monitor and analyze data, because we don't know at the end of the day how many people is going to opt out. Early experiments have indicated that it may not be as significant as anticipated change in terms of audience targeting, but industry estimates have suggested that the vast majority of users will opt out. You know, maybe your mom, if you were asking, do you want to be tracked, would say no thanks. So it could be a big issue. What we have to do now is to understand that Facebook and other apps will have limited data access. So what happens? from today on is that we are likely to see less conversion matched, custom audiences, lower volume, less data for the algorithm to optimize for, and also the attribution window has moved from 6 days click or view, from 28 days click to 6-day click or view. This means that you are going to see less conversions, not just because they are not happening, but because the attribution window has changed. So if someone converts after 8 days that he clicked on your campaign, it's not shown on your campaign results. So this is a very big change. What you should do, you should set up the conversion API, which is a Facebook business tool that allows advertisers to send web events from their servers directly to Facebook. It works with Facebook Pixel. They are complementary, okay? So you do not have to get rid of the Facebook Pixel. They need to work together in order to help you to track as many conversions as you can. And you can implement that directly with a developer, with a partner solution, as you use Shopify or WordPress, WooCommerce, and so on. You have a lot of integration ready to be used in order to implement it. Or you can ask for a Facebook marketing partner in order to help you. And there's another thing you need to set up, which is the aggregated event measurement. That is a protocol that allows for measurement of web events from iOS 14 users. This means that the domains event will be limited to just 8 events, 8 conversions events. So you have to tell Facebook, hey, these are the most important events that may occur on my website. I want to track them above all. And you have to set it up if you don't want some of your campaigns to be paused because they are not optimized, because they're optimized for an event that is not included in your aggregated event measurement. So I suggest to you to start getting confidence with Conversion API and aggregated event measurement and implement them as soon as you can, or especially if you're running Pixel, so landing page, destination, and conversion campaigns. And there comes my 6th advice. Let's create an always-on Facebook funnel. I'm pretty sure you've heard about funnels for years everywhere. But the point here is that occasional campaigns are no longer enough. You need to move people toward the purchase process. You cannot just run retargeting campaign. You cannot just run engagement campaign. You need to follow the user on the entire process and move him to that in order to get more leads and in order to retain your users and get the best value from them. You need to nurture custom audiences, and you need to have evergreen campaigns and continuous lead and sales in order to preserve and grow your business. How can you do that? You can set up a funnel that is taking cold audiences, could be core audience, lookalike, and so on, move them to a warm audience. So let them aware that you exist and move them into a custom audience. So that could be fans, website visitors, leads, and then move these people that is getting warmer to a not audience and finalize your process. So retarget them in order to get leads and to get especially sales. So you can create on the top of the funnel, engagement, video views campaign, and traffic campaign to get to know you. Move these people to a lead conversion campaign in order to nurture them. And then when you have a warm and hot audience, you can move them to the last step. First call if you run a B2B business, or sale, and so on. Remember that it costs up to 7 times more to attract a new customer than to keep an existing one. So you can use your funnel to retain your audience and make more leads with them. This is an example. This is a funnel I made for my academy. I made a hook, which was a webinar where I was giving tips on how to sell with Facebook. It was redirecting the user on a landing page where they could leave their data. And then after the video, there was a one-time offer. And then there was a retargeting campaign telling them, hey, did you see the offer? Please, it's going to expire. Buy that now. And these are the results of this funnel, just this single funnel that transformed cold audiences into clients. I spent on this is a very small funnel. I spent just 1,000 euros and few more, and I got back 15,000 euros. So the return on investment was pretty good for my business. It was 12.3. And this is what I did. So I create a free webinar landing page. Then there was an offer. And this is the first step of my funnel. And there was also an email nurturing campaign that was nurturing that audience. And at the end, there was also a retargeting campaign based on people who watched the video but didn't convert to the offer. And the return on investment on that was really massive, 22.7. So don't focus just on one kind of campaign. Let's create your funnel and nurture your audience in order to have continuously leads and sales. And the 8th tip, let's test collection format. If you didn't that before, an instant experience. In my experience, this format is one of the best performing, especially if you are selling products online. Look at this. This is a campaign where I've been testing different formats, collection, carousels, standard link, and so on. And the collection format, which is the one you can create with catalogs, so you can find that as you run a retargeting conversion or dynamical conversion campaign, is the one that outperformed. It had the best return on investment. So just try them and it can really boost your sales. This is an example. These are collection formats where you have the main image or video for your ad, and down you have all your products. And when the user click on that, you have an instant experience opened where the user can pick between your products or services. Keep in mind that you can customize feature product, previews, section, and more. And you can use it to highlight special promos too. And if you do not have a catalog, keep in mind that you can select the sell product instant experience format as a creative for your ads, so you can test it. And then let's scale with lookalike audiences. Did you test them? Because one of our bigger challenge is to find people likely to buy our product service and scale our campaigns in order to have more results. Lookalike audiences is a way to reach new people who are likely to be interested in your business because they are similar to your best existing customers. You can create a lookalike audience on your business manager, clicking on audiences button and then clicking on create. And you can create a lookalike audience based on your fans, website visitors, customer lists, lead lists, mobile app users, and so on. And my suggestion is to test them because For instance, if you sell low-ticket products, you can test them in a sale campaign. If you sell high-ticket products, you can test them in a lead campaign. And it's not an exact science, okay? It really depends on the source of your lookalike audience. It's made by the artificial intelligence system of Facebook. Sometimes, as shown in this example, core audience made by interests and behaviors perform best. So you need to test them. And this is my last advice. I've seen a lot of questions like this in groups. Is it $0.14 a good CPC? Wow, I'm having an astonishing 2.5 CPM on this conversion campaign. It's amazing. And every time I read that, I think that I don't want to live on this planet anymore, because these are not KPI. These are metrics that make sense in a brand awareness or into a reach campaign. But when we talk about leads, we don't have to monitor CPM or CPC. We need to monitor CPL, cost per lead, CTR, the link CTR. So to know how engaging, how relevant is our ad. We need to monitor conversion rate. We need to monitor leads quality. I can get a bunch of leads, but what if it don't convert at all? That's wasted money. So if I run a sale campaign, I want to monitor CPA, CTR, conversion rate, most of all, average order value, return on advertising spending. These are the metrics I should focus on, and it's paramount to focus on direct metrics in order to boost your sales. So wrapping up, let the system work for you. Try to reach the right person with the right message at the right time in order to help Facebook to work for you. And this is the mantra of the Facebook algorithm. Try to reach the right person at the right time with the right message. Use custom audiences and lookalike audiences to power up your campaigns, and implement as soon as you can conversion API and aggregated event measurement if you want to keep monitoring and optimizing your conversion campaigns the right way. Start building your funnel and stop focusing on just engagement campaign or just one kind of campaign. And please focus on the right metrics based on the main goal of your campaigns. I hope that this panel has been useful to you. I've tried to give you the best in a few times. So feel free to give me your feedback. And if you have any questions, I see a question from Vasso. If you're working with a low budget, is it better to go with the Facebook ad funnel or just spend it on conversion? That's a good question. If you have a good return on investment with just conversion campaign with a low budget, low ticket product, let's focus on that. At the same time, I would test some engagement campaign just to warm up a bit my audiences and see if I can move them to the next stage with a best return on investment. So I would test also different campaigns like message or leads, because sometimes from my experience, email campaigns outperform cold audience Facebook campaign. So you can create a campaign that is aiming for leads, then redirect them to a lead generation, to lead nurturing email campaign and see how they convert. So I would do both. And let's take a look here at the chat. Thank you, Veronica. Oh, thank you for the presentation. Thank you, Anelia. Thank you, Ice-T. I see here it is. Okay. Just let me know if you have more questions. And keep in mind that you can add me and share your feedback with me. I would be more than glad on LinkedIn and Veronica Gentili. And I would love to hear from you and to have a sincere feedback from you. For an A/B testing, what will be the minimum budget for Facebook you will advise for apps? This is a good question. I would use a minimum budget that gets me 50, at least 50 and 50 conversions per ad set. So I have enough data in order to say, okay, this is a good amount of data to make decisions. Otherwise, if the budget is too low, the risk is that you have a result, but it's not really data driven. Data are too low to be significant. So at least 50 and 50 conversions. Starting with a new website, what audience do I use? Cold audience. Okay. You could start with and test cold audiences, and at the same time, you can also test a lookalike audience based on your fans, a lookalike audience based on your, if you have a lead list, a contact list, and there's the two-step strategy, where you start with a cold audience and then you start developing lookalike audience based on your visitor. So you scale, you start with cold audience, then you scale to lookalike audiences based on your visitors, on your fans, and then you can move on that. So hope you enjoyed this speech. Hope to see you soon again somewhere. And thank you again. Have a nice day. Bye.